Welcome to the official YouTube channel for Santa J Claus. Be sure to subscribe for new content and comment below to introduce yourself. May the magic of Christmas brighten your days all year long.
Well, hello there, my friends, and good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you. I'm so very excited to be here with you today. It is the Art Livestreamy, and we're continuing the series on inspiring individuals from A to Z. We're painting wonderful individuals, learning more about these individuals. And today we have arrived at the letter H. H is for Harriet Tubman. Wonderful, inspiring individual of history. My friends, welcome. Bethany has joined in. You are the very first one, it seems. But we're going to begin and get started, my friends. Welcome. Well, I've gone through and I have penciled in our work of art. Here we've used the Faber-Castell, or Faber-Castell, whichever you prefer, my friends. This is the HB pencil. It's very, very delicate and gentle, so we can be very light, and it will still mark on the watercolor paper. The paper is Arches paper, a watercolor paper as well. This is a cold-pressed paper. Very important that we're using paper that is going to work well with the paint that we will use, as it is all about the quality of the items that we're using, my friends, on what the finished product will be, certainly. But I always recommend very good paper and very good, my friends, very good pencils and inks as well, if you can. My friends, we're going to now begin to ink in all of this. And oftentimes I'm asked, what should I be using, my friends? Well, we can use anything that we have. We can even create a work of art with a crayon, I have seen, my friends. Wonderful things, all inspiring indeed. Miss Donna has joined in as well. Welcome, my friend, welcome. Hello there, Barbie has joined in, our wonderful helper throughout our live streamies, in sharing with us some of the wonderful histories of our individuals as well. Well, I would love to be able to hear, for all of those that are searching around, a little bit about the life of Harriet Tubman, a wonderful individual born long ago, my friends, that was a pivotal individual in being able to save so very many individuals from slavery through the Underground Railroad. A wonderfully brave individual that sacrificed her freedom time and time again to be able to save the freedoms of others. What a wonderful, beautiful example that she has set for so very many. My friends, we're going to begin to ink our pencil drawing. This is in preparations for our watercolor painting. And you will find, my friends, here we want to make sure that it is a permanent ink marker, a pen, an ink pen, a permanent ink. As we're going to use watercolor, we do not want our artwork to wash away with the paint. And here we're using a zebra brush pen. This is an extra fine tip, which is the one. We have quite a few different ones that we can use, my friends. But for the bulk of it, I'm using the blue one, as I am quickly always looking for. And we shall begin. I'm looking forward to putting all of this together, but I must tell you that we are going by very, very old photographs in doing this. We will try our very best. Very interesting indeed. There was no color at the time, but we're going to do this one in color. In going along with our theme. We will go through this and do the very best that we can. As we have not had a lot of, well, we're going to go through this in the colors that I'm going to choose. Let me just say, a lot of it I'm going to base it on some of the other colored photographs, colorized pictures that we have seen. This is also the only photograph that I could find that had even the slightest of a smile. I wanted to be able to capture this, my friends, in the picture that we drew. Now, of the time, I must say that Harriet Tubman had quite a few photographs. Photographs were a big deal, as they say, a wonderful thing. Oftentimes, you would see individuals, well, they would not be smiling, and a lot of people think that in the olden days, my friends, of photography, well, people would think that they were also very grumpy, but the problem is to take a picture required seconds to be able to develop the film, to develop the picture. So oftentimes you would not be smiling because that would be very hard to keep the exact smile for seconds. So they would have you be very still. They would have you relax your face and look forward. And then you could be perfectly still and even hold your breath to take the picture and have it develop. If you moved at all during this time, well, your picture would turn out quite blurry. So the best pictures were as still as you possibly could be. And as such, a lot of times, these photographs, they're not smiling. But this one has a little smile in it as well. And this is the one that I wanted to use. Harriet rescued 70 people, including her family and friends. Harriet was born on March in 1822. Wonderful. I hope that everyone is doing well. I hope that you are doing well with your own art as well. Very important. I hope that you're trying new things or trying the things that you're wanting to try. Which is always, always delightful. We're going to go through here and put in just a little bit of stitching along the edge. Now the photograph, I can see just the slight little hint of the stitching. So we're going to put it in. Wonderful. And here we have the stitching for the buttons, the buttonholes. And then we have these beautiful buttons that have a little design to them that I'm noticing. Just a little design. Interesting here, so we have the button that is attached to the bottom section of her coat that is being pulled in this direction into this fabric of this side here. And we can see in the photograph the fabric here is being pulled just a little bit, so there's a little bit of movement in this. You can also see that there's a little tug of the fabric where those buttons are. Wonderful to see. She led an army of military on June 1863. She was a Union Scout spy and nurse. She fought for women's rights. What a remarkable individual of the time. Living at a time where individuals would much prefer her to keep quiet and obey what she was told. But there are so very many lives that are now saved because Harriet chose to do the right thing at a time that it was very difficult to choose the right thing, as it would most undoubtedly risk your life. Miss Donna and Bethany, I hope that you're doing well. I hope that the shipping of paintings and of pictures and posters, I hope that is going all well and wonderful. And here I'm just putting just slight little moments in here where we are establishing that there is texture in the fabric. Just little dots here and there, little movements here and there in the pen. Oftentimes a painting comes to life when it is imperfect. We want to be adding in these imperfections that are there. There's quite a bit of shadow here. I'm going to add in quite a bit of shadow with the inking as well, and we will do some more later on with the paint. There it is, my friends. There we are. Now we continue on up, my friends. So much shipping, but it is going well. I'm so very happy to hear Bethany keeps me on task. Well, I think Bethany keeps everyone on task. But I would also like to say, is Bethany staying on task with her own artwork? How are her paintings coming along? Oh, and her content. I've been enjoying Bethany's content as well. All about oil painting. I'm having a blast with it as usual. Wonderful. I just want to drink tea. Well, tea and crumpets, my friends. Wonderful cookies. She established a nursing home for African Americans on her property in Auburn, New York. She's not on task with her art. Bethany, my friend, we must do better. And we're going to be very, very smooth on these lines here. We're going through here and adding in just a little bit of movement in here. She's much older at this point in this photograph, so we're adding in also quite a few wrinkles as well. going to go through here and put in this hairline. We're kind of moving it around and little squiggles here and there to give us the right look. Now there's a little bit of a part right here as well. We will go through and fill this part out too as well. I've been called out. Harriet was a cook. Hey Santa, try Pat Benatar for P. I will see, my friends. I have a long list of all the different ideas that each of you have given me for each of the letters, and I have some of my own favorites as well, that individuals that have inspired me. Harriet has narcolepsy or sleeping spells. Very interesting. Now we're going to go through here, and a lot of the texture of the hair. There are little squiggles here and there, but there is a little texture quite nice right up in the top here. A little wave that's happening right on the top of the hair here. And the same in this direction here. Moving in this direction. I'm seeing a lot of this texture all along the little wave and curls, right in this general area here. And on a lot of this, it's more of the shorter, not the long movements of a curl, but just short, a little hair that blends into it, into where those curls begin. I think the most important thing in our painting is that we are looking with our eyes. What is the shape doing? Break it down into smaller parts if looking at something so very big is overwhelming to you. Find the little shapes in it. Now we all know Mr. Scott Saba, what a wonderful gifted artist and with so very much skill. And he did a video long ago, my friends, that spoke on breaking down shapes into almost Lego pieces. How would we build it in Lego? What are the general shapes that we're looking for? I think this is a wonderful wonderful way to explain and describe these things. We want to take our time with this hair. There is a lot of it. We could rush it and do so very much that it would just not look good. It would look too messy. I'm going to go through here with the ink and just put some little spots here and there, some outlining little hairs that might be starting around in this area here. I'm also going to switch very quickly while I'm thinking about it, switch to a larger pen, larger ink pen, to create a little bit of a contrast in color. There's some more shadow in the picture that I'm seeing. There's more shadow in these spots right in here, and along in these edges in here. We want to bring those out. Now we can see just in how it's lit, my friends, with the lighting. Do you see where the shadow is? Well, I can see that there's shadow underneath the collar here and shadow over here. I can also see that the top of the head does not have as much shadow as this edge over in here has the very most, and lots more shadow along the side. So we know that our light is moving from that direction. Do you see that? Now there were probably lots of different things lighting this, but there is a large light coming in from this direction here, that as it shines on Harriet, it has created some shadows in some of these parts. She suffered a head injury. Harriet is an activist. Well, certainly an activist in so very many ways. We know that she worked so very much for African American rights. We also know that she worked so hard with women's rights as well. This was at a time very difficult, my friends, to be able to live, and Harriet could see the importance that everyone mattered, that everyone should be free. What a remarkable individual. Now, I will say from a content standpoint, choosing these older historical figures, well, there are going to be a lot of people that will start the video and skip it. But I am looking forward to all of those individuals that would not have learned or even thought about Harriet Tubman today. I'm grateful that there might be some that will think of her now as they see the content that will be posted today. They also did a movie of her recently. It was in the theaters. Such a remarkable, remarkable individual. Wonderful line work, Santa. I thank you, my friend, very, very much. It's very kind of you to say. Mr. Scott has joined the chat. Harriet had one child. Wonderful. Now here is where I want to be as close as I possibly can in looking at our subject matter, and I have noticed every time I go to ink the face on the little video, all you see is my hat. So I have moved the camera in such a way. I'm hoping that we can do a better job of this today for Miss Harriet. Now let's start with the eyes. I'm going to move this a little closer to me. Be right above the artwork. This one I'm not talking a whole lot, so I'm trying to focus so very much on these lines. It's a little bit of a darker edge here. I want to get all of these little wrinkles in here as well. I want to get her nose. And here I'm just looking and looking and looking, seeing she had lots of little wrinkles all along in here. It seems also, and just seeing the photograph, maybe that we heard that she had suffered a brain injury. It seems that one side of her face was just a little droopier than the other side. So there is a slight downward movement on this side of her mouth, and there is a slight upper movement on this side. As I said, this is the only one that I found where she was slightly smiling. And I quite liked that. Now, looking at the photographs, it does not appear that she has very many eyebrows. We will put just a little bit there. It's very hard to tell in the photograph. And then certainly we have some wrinkles here and there. We want to be very light on this one. Very light indeed. And we're getting there, my friends. We are getting there. Wonderful. Now we also have forgotten our circle, so let's draw this one very quickly. There's our circle, as you saw, that I'm using the roll of paint as my stencil to draw our curved edge there. There we are. I think that there's quite a bit of shadow in here as well. Remember the direction of that we have of the light and the shadow. We also, there are some interesting things that happen to the face as it ages. You'll notice that these little points here, they will have a little bit of a droop to them as someone ages. The weight and gravity will take place as you speak with anyone. That anyone that is aging, well, they will quickly tell you that gravity not always is a good thing when it comes to aging. And I'm going to go, there's a little ridge on her lips I'm going to add in as well. Just slightly. Also a little ridge right in the top. I see here looks like maybe she has a little bit of a scar right there. Maybe a little scar that's right here, or some kind of mark. Well, there we are, my friends. It's about time for us to begin the painting process. Now I'm going to go through and we're going to erase it as well. Agreed, gravity is a thing when you're over 50. Well, it certainly is. She had so many siblings. Interesting. Santa J Claus, sorry that I ran so late. No, I'm so happy that you're here. Today we are painting inspiring individuals from A to Z, and today's letter is the letter H for Harriet Tubman. Bethany had to step away for a minute. My goodness, staying out of trouble. Does Bethany have any facts about Harriet? I'm certain she does. She had so many siblings, wonderful. And shall we begin the painting process? Now I'm going to start right off the bat. Let's do the little circle in the back. I'm going to do it in purple. I'm going to do a nice circle in purple. I'm mixing the colors, my friends, just to get the right purple. I don't want it to be too light. I don't want it to be too dark. I think this is a good color right here. Can you see the purple that I've put together? I'm going to water it down just a slight little bit. Maybe add just a little bit more to it. And then we will go through and paint our little circle here. And I've always found, as I've been doing this, I have found that what have I found? What was I saying, my friends? I'm focusing on painting so much. It will come back to me. And there we have our purple circle. And blow dryer. Wonderful. I'm using 2 different cups to clean the brush. The first one gets most of the water out. The second one gets all of the water out. But the second one's water also remains clear, remains somewhat clean. And it is the water that I will use also to dampen the brush and to add into the paint. Now I'm going to go through and we're going to create just a slight little off-white, just slightly, for the scarf that she has around her neck here. Remember, I'm not one for pure white of the paper, unless it is your highlights. Also going to go through, add in just a touch of yellow as well. And blow dryer. And I'm going to go with kind of a gray blue for her overcoat or dress. Well, we can start from there and see where it takes us. Going to go through here, around the buttons. So for those of you that have been watching the inspiring individuals from A to Z, has there been an individual that I have painted that was your favorite? Or another question, is there something that you have learned about an individual that you did not know? Good morning, Gail. Hello there, my friend. Welcome. I'm going to go through and add in just a little bit of color into the darker areas there. We will do just a slight little darken there, and then we're going to go through and do quite a bit more right there. And we will definitely be adding more shadow later on, but this gives us a base at least for our shadow. And blow dryer. Nice work, Santa. Well, Autumn, I thank you for your kindness. Thank you very much. I'm going to just put in a little bit of darkness in her eyes to take out the whiteness of them. I'm going to go through here and add in just a little bit of, create kind of a blue-gray, slight brown. I'm going to go through here and paint in her hair. And blow dryer. Now I'm going to go through here and start to mix in a little bit. We're going to just use this little space right here. Let's wet this one down. I'm going to add in some yellows. We're going to add in some reds. And a little bit of blues. And that will give us our base color for her skin tone. We will go through here and paint her skin tone here. We want to work quite fast on this, as we want to make sure that I'm adding in just a little bit more water to move the paint around just a little bit more. Also go into here as well. I'm going to go through here and just soften up some of these areas. Where might they be? Remember, we're going to do this in layers, so. And blow dryer. I'm going to go through here and add in just a little bit of a blush in here as well. Just a little bit in this area. With a dry paintbrush, I'm going to go through here and feather out that edge just a little bit. And blow dryer. going to go through here and mix in just a little bit more. Darkening it up just a bit. And where are we going to find some of these darker edges? Well, we're going to find them in here, in here, little spots in here and here. Quite a bit underneath in here as well. I'm going to go through here and darken all of this part of the face up here. There's quite a bit of shadow on this side. Do you see how even just a little bit of shadow, how it starts to come to life, my friends? Do you see how this happens? And blow dryer. Nice work, Santa. Thank you. Hey there, everyone. Sorry I'm late. Jessica, you have arrived right on time, and I'm grateful that you're here. I'm going to go through here, and we're going to mix in quite a dark brown here. Santa, last night I was chilling out with Nora, my elf on the shelf pet. Wonderful. Wonderful. My goodness, Jessica, I'm wishing you all good things. All good things indeed. Santa, have you planned for any new and special places to visit and share with us this year? I have quite a few new places. And now I have just finished, my friends. I have finished some wonderful details that I'm going to be visiting the islands of Oahu and Kauai in April. I'm also going to be visiting the beautiful Oregon and California in March as well. I have a few other places that I'm looking forward to visiting too. I think it will be quite good. I hope that you will all enjoy it. I'm putting in a little bit of purples, a little bit of pinks, and here I've gone too far. Do you see what has happened? This is how it happens. But this is okay. I'm going to go through here and just water this down just a little bit, and we're going to do a little wash right here. Just to darken it up just a bit. Give her a little bit of color to the lip. And as we blow dry it, it will lighten up as well. I'm going to go through here and blend in. Let's see here. I'm going to add in just one more round, a little touch of color all around. We want to not pass the brush very, very long in this spot. Not long at all. Just to give it just a tad bit more color. There we are. And blow dryer. Now I'm going to go through here. As I said, we're going to mix in our shadow layer. And we're going to add in that shadow layer along in here. We're not going to put this one in all of the shadows, but definitely in some of them. Putting in just a little bit of shadow here and there. We're going to put in a little shadow along just the rim. And blow dryer. Santa, how long have you been using Schminke watercolors for your pieces? I have loved this paint for a long time. I would say I used it long ago in trying painting. And it was not my paint, but I was able to use some and enjoyed it quite a bit. And then I was able to acquire my own probably about 2 years ago and have quite enjoyed it. Now I'm just darkening up this side just a little bit more. I think it needs just a little added shadow in some of these spots here. I think overall as well, my friends, I think I'm going to put in just a little wash to darken up the dress. Just a little bit. I'm going to go through here and just very quickly darken all of this up. And blow dryer. I'm going to go through here also, just use just a little bit of orange into this skin tone that we created a little while ago, and a little bit of yellow. Let's darken it up just a touch. There we are. We're going to go through and paint these buttons and blow dryer. And I'm going to go back on top of those buttons and just put in just a little bit of the shadow along them, just to darken that up just a bit. I'm noticing too on the shadows, I want to add in just a little bit more shadow in this one little spot here. So her furrowed brow, as they say, well, it is kind of extending along this area here. And blow dryer. I'm going to go through also and add in just a little bit of shadow and along in here. And blow dryer. Now let's go through and add in our highlights. Lovely. Thank you very much, Miss Donna. I love how you've captured her hair texture. Thank you very much. Santa, how long have you been we answered that one. Wonderful. So I'm going to go through and give an outline here. And as it's going on the paper, I'm not going through the trouble of drawing on the paper itself, just in the spots within the circle, to put in that little layer of distinction there. I'm also going to go through here and do just a few little highlights. And we'll go through and put in just a few little waves up in the top here. On the edges. And we're working with very old photographs. But we're going to go through here and do the best we can to put in some highlights as well along in here. Well, I believe we're there, my friends. I hope that you enjoyed this. I'm looking forward to putting the content video together all about Miss Harriet Tubman. May we all be able to learn a little bit more from her, about her. May we be able to find some inspiration within our own life, or for our own life, from the life of Harriet Tubman as well. My friends, I wish you all good things. I'm grateful that each of you are here. Truly, I'm wishing you all positivity from my heart to yours. I hope that you are finding ways to bring art into your life. Remember, art comes in very many different ways. We can find art through a paintbrush. We can find art through a pencil and writing a story or a poem. We can find art in baking and cooking. We can find art in music and singing and playing. There is art all around us. The most important, most precious part of humanity is the creativity and art within each of us. My friends, may we find that passion, that joy, all of those good positive things. I wish you all good things. May you have a wonderful rest of your day, whether it is morning, afternoon, or evening. Be kind to one another, my friends, and take the effort, put forth the effort to make sure that you're being kind to yourself as well. My friends, I'll see you soon. Who will be the next one, my friends? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I will be next. Who will it be? Well, I cannot wait to get started. I'll see you soon.